There were some times where like I even wanted to quit this shit, bro. I was like, fuck, dude, like shit's not easy. Like took like 2-day break, got back in my first trade, bro. I passed the first step. I made like 50K in one trade. And I was like, holy shit. After that, phase 2, took like one trade, made like 20 off of it, and then I was funded.
All right, guys, we're back. Another TFT Trader podcast. Today, we're joined by Joshua. He's gotten paid out $150,000 on the platform. And yeah, we're really excited to have you on the podcast. So welcome.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man. Appreciate you having me here.
So tell the people where you're coming from, where you live.
I'm based out of Chicago, Illinois. So not too far away, about 2-3 hour flight getting down there. And I've been in Florida for some time. I lived here for about 3 years, so I'm pretty familiar with the area.
Why were you down here? Like college?
Yeah, I was in school at the time.
Where'd you go?
I went to 2 different schools, actually. So I started at a private school called Kaiser. I'm not sure if you heard of it or not.
Never heard of it.
Okay, it's a really small-ass school, bro.
What were you doing there?
I was business law, but they gave me hella grants and scholarships, so I was like, why not, you know?
Yep.
Different scenery, different perspective, meet new people.
Where was it located, Kaiser?
West Palm Beach.
West Palm, okay. Beautiful area.
Yeah, and then I was there for 2 years, and then I transferred and did my 3rd year at FAU.
Okay. Did you finish school?
No, I dropped out after my 3rd year, yep.
So why did you drop out? What was the thinking process behind that?
Honestly, I was pretty much like on somebody else's path, like going to school for my family, really, and pretty much following what they wanted me to do in my life and kind of become a lawyer at the same time. Like that was the perspective they see me in. Like that was the light they pretty much see me in. So I was just trying to do my best to, you know.
I feel like I hear this a lot. People being put on a path, you know, by their parents.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily though like a bad thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like it definitely like them directing you to potentially become a lawyer or a doctor or whatever, because as you're younger, when you're like 13, 14, 15, I mean, you need direction at the end of the day. You need to be driven in some way into like a positive direction. But then, you know, obviously as you start to get older and then you're like, wait, what do I want my life to become? That's when you're sort of have that shock where you're like, wait, I don't want to do this. When did you realize that? Like what age?
I was probably like 18, 19. Well, yeah, I was like 18, 19, and that was like the cusp of the end of the FAU, my 3rd year at FAU. It was that end cusp, and I was just not going to class, man. I'm like, fuck this. Like, I don't want to be here. I can be doing a lot of better things with my life than getting into all this debt. And
were you fucking off though, or were you like
no
ways to expand in business and other areas?
Yeah, I mean, like I've had my different ways of like getting money. Like I've always been a hustler. Like I've always had multiple jobs. Always tried to, you know, keep myself afloat at the same time and like try to enjoy the things I want to do at the same time. But I never really found something that could take me over to like that next level like this. Like once I was introduced to trading, like I knew I wouldn't do anything else in my lifetime. Like once I found this out, like I knew this was what I was destined to do.
Yeah, and obviously everyone listening to this, they want to know, how did you get 100,000 in payouts, right? Like that's a huge milestone, huge amount of money to obviously make off of the platform as well. So we're gonna get into kind of the journey a little bit more and how you got to this point. But continuing on, like from the point at which you were in school, like when did you actually find trading? While it was in school or afterwards? So
it wasn't in school. I found trading through my brother, shout out LaPons.
Big shout out.
Big shout out, man. He's been trading for about 10 years now.
Okay.
And he was doing this when he was in college. I was in high school at the same time. So like I had really no idea about it. And I want to say it was like the year, maybe 2020. And we were on lockdown during COVID, and I caught my brother trading in his room, and I'm like, bro, what the hell is this? Like, what are all these damn charts and all these damn lines you're looking at? I'm like, I'm like, have you made money off this? Like, is this legit? And he's like, yeah, bro, like I made a couple thousand, but like he's never really had like a major payout.
Yep.
And so since then, like he told me like, bro, if you really want to learn this, like this is something that could elevate us, like something that could make us become wealthy and take care of our family and our loved ones. And like when he put me on the game, like I was instantly down for it. I'm like, yo, pushing the pedal on this as fast as possible. So I started learning, I don't know if you know of it, it's called Baby Pips.
Yeah, of course.
So he sent me a link to that. It was a lot of reading, bro. A lot of reading. I probably went through a lot of steps in like learning the market, how it moves, like how it works. It was started off as like simple stuff, like the basics, just so he could like kind of grasp and like teach me his strategy once like I knew the basics.
Well, you're lucky you had him to kind of ask questions too, bounce ideas off of and stuff at first, because if you don't have a mentor, like a trading buddy or whatever at first, like it could be a pretty lonely situation trying to learn, right? There's a lot to kind of wrap your mind around when you're first getting into it to get to the point where you're just like doing analysis, back testing, and like actually trading. So how much time did it take you before you actually got and like funded an account or whatever?
Yeah, so before I even like actually started doing challenges with TFT, like I was blowing a lot of FTMO accounts, man. I was grasping the 50Ks. That's basically what I was going for. Like that was my standard account that I would go for because I knew my risk to reward ratio was good enough for that account where I could make profit. And so it started like about summer of 2022. And then I would say towards the end of that year, like going into the next year is when I found TFT, which also my brother introduced me to. And like, he was like, yo, look at this firm, man. Like they got way better prices, way better percentages in terms of daily loss and max loss. Like he was saying like, he feels like these guys are really finna be huge in the next few years, bro. And I'm like, okay. Like, let me see what's to it. Like, let me do some research. And then I looked into it. I mean, honestly, I trust everything he tells me because he put me in a better position. So once I found that out, I was like, it's full throttle from there. I started off with like, same thing. I was buying 50K accounts. I was doing the rapid challenges though.
Yeah.
I was doing the 2-week challenges. And then after I blew a few of those, I went on to get the standard 30-day challenge. Ended up passing that one. And then that's when I had got my first withdrawal, like the summer of 2021, I think. I got like a 5 or 6K withdrawal. And like, I'm not gonna lie, bro, I was nervous. I was nervous at the time because I'm like, am I gonna get paid out? This is my first experience being with the firm, like about to receive a payout for like all this hard work I've been putting in. Like,
and it's a lot of work.
It's bro.
Before you get a payout, like it's a lot of, it could be a lot of time depending on what account. The rapid, it's a bit more quickly or more quick with the payouts because 14 days, but the standard's 30 days before you get your first payout. So you're looking at, anyone out there that doesn't know what the standard is, you're looking at potentially 30 days for phase 1 at the time. Now you could take the unlimited days, whatever. But at the time, it's like 35 days for phase 1, 60 days for phase 2. So you could spend 90 days on this shit and then get your account, and then it'll take 30 days to get your first payout. It could take 3 to 4 months, to actually make a payout happen. So you requested your withdrawal. You're like, is this going to actually go through? And then once the money actually arrived, how are you feeling?
I was excited as hell, man. I'm like, okay, now I know this is legit. Like, it's time to really take this to new heights. So I instantly invested $2K and bought that 400K account. I'm like, yo, no, like this is too insane. Like, I know how much capital I can get if I invest big and just, keep following suit and like not wasting my money on miscellaneous things and like stuff that's not going to progress me to move forward. So like after that first payout, I think I had a little fun, like you gotta celebrate what you've been working so hard for, so I dibbled and dabbled in a little excitement. And then after that, it was head back in the books, back in the charts, went on and got that 400K. And then like my first time getting it, I was doing the first phase and I lost like 10K, man. And I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, I don't want to lose this shit. Like, I just got it. And, you know, like, I want to take my time, make sure like I'm able to secure this because this is something that's really big for me and like my family. Like,
Right.
can change your life forever. So instantly, you know, took like 2-day break, like kind of like reading the markets, reading trend, and then got back in my first trade, bro. I passed the first step. I made like 50K in one trade.
God,
and I was like, holy shit. And I passed phase 1. And then after that, phase 2, same thing. Took like one trade, made like 20 off of it. And then I was funded.
So let's walk through that trade, the 50K trade. It's obviously a huge sum to make in one trade, right? In terms of the actual percentage gain on the account, right? It's like a 12% gain, whatever, because you were down a little bit, right? Or whatever. So that trade, what pair was it on?
I'm not 100% sure. If I could give an assumption, it was probably like a yen pair, like an EJ or a gold.
So you're trading Forex.
Yeah, I'm sticking to straight currencies. I don't usually dibble and dabble in NASDAQ. My brother trades US 30, but I stay with currencies. So I stick with like EJ yen and Euro Audi, G Audi,
man,
EU. And
trading those exotics, wild pairs.
Yeah.
So the risk reward on that trade must have been over 1 to 2.
Yeah, it was in between 1 to 2, like I would say 1 to 3%. I definitely was at a point where I lost the 10K, which isn't smart. I don't expect anybody or would want anybody to go about it the way I kind of did. I would say like it was a desperate moment for me, even though I still had the 50K. Like I just wanted more at the time. So I put up about 1,500 a pip.
Mm-hmm.
And that, I think I went for probably like 50 or like 70 pips. And that eventually ended up making me pass that first step challenge.
Damn. So in terms of calculating your risk reward or your risk management, how did you use a lot size calculator? Like, how do you go about?
I'm risking about 1 to 2% now every trade. So if I have a 50K account, I'm probably risking like $500 a trade, maybe $1,000 a trade.
And you're comfortable with that?
Yeah, I'm comfortable because I trust my strategy. So like, that's the big thing. Like a lot of people get into like the aspects of trading where they're not fully comfortable with trusting themselves and their strategy. And like,
so with these accounts, with what you're risking, right? Is like, do you feel a lot of pressure?
No, I used to in the beginning stages.
How'd you get rid of that pressure?
Not worrying about it too much, because I know if I lose, like there's another opportunity at the end of the day. Like, and my loss at the end of the day isn't going to affect me losing the account, because I know when I reach a point to where it's okay, I have to reanalyze the situation, reanalyze the charts, and and just trust myself at the end of the day. That's pretty much the big thing, is just trusting yourself, trusting your strategy, and trusting the work that you put in.
It's not easy though.
It's not, bro. It's easier said than done.
Yeah, it's definitely not easy. Like trading, what are the reasons you got into trading? 'Cause it's the ease of use. You can make a lot of money, right? Like from your phone, all that. Like, what other reasons did you get into trading?
I mean, it's pretty simple, man. I mean, I just want to live a comfortable life, help my family out, be able to get back at the same time, People grow up in tough situations, and you see people in those situations, and you just want to be able to look out for them at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so this obviously, it's a driving factor of your success is family, is friends, is giving back to people. So that's obviously a lot of purpose to move with, and that helps to counterbalance all this. It's stressful, right, to trade, and it's very difficult.
Yeah.
You're risking money, you're risking your time, you're risking mental sanity, all these things, right? So do you think that trading is something that you want to do forever, or is it something you want to do short term to try to acquire more wealth?
That's a good question. I think it's definitely something I'm definitely going to do for a lifetime. I mean, once I make enough equity, like once I net enough money, I'll probably like dibble and dabble into other adventures, other hobbies that I'm interested in. But in terms of like something I'm going to do lifetime, I could say, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll be in this for life, man. I mean, I don't see why not. It's only more opportunities every day, unless it just, for some reason, eventually disappears from the face of Earth. Then obviously, I got to figure out something else at that point.
What account size do you have right now?
I got a 450 right now.
450?
Yeah.
Do you treat those the same?
No, I usually switch off per month. So I'll do 400 one month, 50 one month. But I just recently got the 50, like maybe 2 months ago or a month ago. And so I've been trading that one recently.
So he was saying that he hasn't failed a funded account, right?
Yeah,
have you failed funded accounts?
Oh, hell yeah.
How many funded accounts have you failed?
Maybe like 8 to 10.
And do you feel in failing those accounts, like, why did you fail them? Was it just the strategy not playing out? Was it on you, right? Like, what is it?
I mean, 9 times out of 10, bro, you can sit there and blame somebody else, but really it's all you. Like, you're behind the screen. At the end of the day, you're making these decisions, you know. You're analyzing the charts, but it was really just me not being patient, you know, and waiting for my setups. Like, I was too eager. I was too excited to, you know, make shitload of money, like get these crazy payouts and then like instantly be rich. And
right,
it doesn't work like that at all. Like, people think you start this journey and then like you just instantly become wealthy, and like, no, this is all a process, bro. And you take so many L's during this process. It's crazy.
So you're relatively new in the space. It's been 3 years or so since you kind of first started trading. What do you wish you knew then that you know now?
What could I teach myself before then that I know now? Is pretty much something that I just mentioned before, is just that patience, bro. Like, I've always had the drive. I've always had like the commitment and the consistency to keep it going. But I've never like really grown to be a patient person until I really stepped into this field, bro. Like, this has changed my perspective on a lot of things in life, and like how to move about certain things, and like being patient really pays off, you know. Like, everything is so fast paced in today's society. People want everything to happen instantly. And I was a victim of that too. Like, I wanted stuff to be quick, as easy as possible. And everybody wants that gratification, you know, everybody wants that easy way out. But, you know, when you really sit there and like take the time to look back and realize like, yo, like these lessons are really W's at the end of the day, because I'm learning so much. Like, I'm practicing my patience, you know, I'm practicing not how to get overwhelmed with myself and not be upset just because I was wrong on one trade. Like, it's not the end of the world. There's more opportunities. So just not beating myself up so much. Just think of what I've learned the most since starting.
Do you feel like you changed simply just because of your money, like the money you spent, like seeing that money spent and you fail and you're like, shit, I got to change? Or was it something else, some other factor?
I don't think
some other influence.
I don't think it was the money, because I never really looked at it in terms of like me losing out on money, because I know the end goal. So I know, like, yeah, it sucks to lose money. Like, nobody wants their money wasted. Like, you're trying to build capital at the end of the day. But I think for me, it was simple, man. It's just knowing the end goal, you know, knowing how this is going to plan out, knowing that I trust my strategy enough to see myself being successful in this field, and then just sticking to it and staying consistent. Like, I think that's the big thing.
So the reality is, if someone gave you the opportunity to become, I guess, a lawyer, right? Or something, right? Which would cost however much, 100K, 200K, whatever. But you basically said, fuck it, I'd rather go a different direction. And so now you're basically putting that money into challenges, realistically. And you've made 150K so far, but how much have you spent on challenges to make the 150K? Roughly? I've invested a lot of money into you guys.
Yeah,
I bet.
I'm not going to lie.
There's been a trader on here recently. He made 60K, but he spent 60K.
Oh, damn. You broke even?
So he broke even. And then there's another guy coming, Pasquale. He's the top trader on the funded trader right now. He's gotten 560K in payouts, in the last, year and a half, whatever, 2 years, and he's only spent like 50K.
I mean, if I had to guess like an estimate, I don't track when I buy an account. I know I pretty much only buy the 50s. I've only bought 400. So I'm on average spending about like $250 an account using the promos and stuff. So probably anywhere from like 5 to 10K, maybe 20K. I don't think I went through 20K accounts. Honestly, not 20K. It's probably
even if you spend 20K and made whatever.
Yeah, it's still crazy.
Still pretty good profit. Yeah, still pretty good return on that right there.
Yeah.
So in terms of being able to get withdrawals, what's like your number one tip to be able to pull money out of the market and pull money ultimately out of the funded trader?
Yeah, that's a good question, man.
The people want to know.
The people want to know. They should know.
I mean, game.
Honestly, man, you just got to take it one day at a time. Like, don't rush the process. Like, if you're fairly new to the scene, I would say, like, try and shoot for a low profit target. Like, don't even go for a profit target that you have to get to pass a challenge. Like, try and get something small. That way you can at least have the satisfaction of like, oh, okay, I got my first payout, even if it's like $500 or even if it's like $1,000, like you got something there. And you're also getting that return if you're using like a promo code. Sometimes I know you guys give back like anywhere from like $1,500 to $3,000. So like you'll still be able to have something on top of that. So that would be my best advice, man, is like, if you're fairly new to the scene, like, don't try and shoot for the big payouts. I know it seems all good, candies and ice cream, like when you're seeing it in the Discord and stuff, but try and shoot for low profit targets and then get that first payout and then just work yourself up from that. Just keep stacking and keep progressing from there. You're going to have losses. Like, that's a part of the game. That's a part of anything you commit yourself to in life. So, yeah.
What's your name in the Discord?
It's J, and then it's like a little, not an asteroid. It's like a little R. The little...
the trademark thing?
Yeah, the trademark R, yeah.
I'm trying to think if I've seen you in there.
I don't be in the Discord.
Yeah.
Now, when like the firm first popped off, I was in there heavy, like all the time, talking with my man Dennis. Like,
shout out Dennis.
Yeah, shout out Dennis. That's my boy, man.
The legend.
Yeah, the legend.
I wish he was here. Good man.
Yeah, he's a great man. But yeah, I was heavily into the community in the beginning stages. But once I like started to grasp and realize like how consistent I could really get with my strategy, I kind of veered off. Like I still pop my head in there every now and then, but I'm not too like interactive in the Discord as I should be.
The Discord's for certain people, certain parts of the journey. There's a lot of traders TFT wise that aren't in the Discord. There's a lot of traders that are in the Discord, right? So it's just certain people tend to gravitate towards it. It really depends on what you're trying to get out of it. There's a lot of people in there trying to just get free accounts out of it. There's some people in there genuinely trying to meet other profitable traders in there, right? So yeah, it's definitely not the place for everyone.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that maybe out of the total traders on TFT, maybe like 20% of them are in the Discord.
Oh, wow.
Right? So it's like although there's 100,000 people in the Discord, right? Active, there's not as many people as you would think that actually trade challenges. Some people are just like, fuck Discord, fuck social media. I just want to trade my account and email me and let me know what's up. You know what I mean?
For me, that situation is kind of nerve-wracking, especially when you're like newly embedded into this. I mean, for somebody that's like, has history in trading, they're probably comfortable with like not being in a Discord. But I would advise people that if you're new, like get into the community, like network, try and meet some new people,
the reason is to build trust.
Right, exactly.
If you're like looking at TFT and you're like, what the hell is this? Who are these people? Are there actually real traders on the platform?
Right.
The Discord's a place where you can go and meet people, get testimonials, all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's ultimately why we have it. And then, we have some games in there. We're trying to have more games in there and everything, but it's supposed to be inspirational too. Like we have the leaderboard, not necessarily in the Discord, but so the reason why I originally wanted the leaderboard was so that people could see other people who are successful and they could see like, all right, on the platform, who is making the most money at the current moment, whatever. Do you look at the leaderboard at all?
I used to. When I first started trading, I was too heavily embedded into the leaderboard, dude. I'm like, I'm trying to be number one.
Yeah.
Like trying to be a top G, but that doesn't matter like at all, dude. Like focus on yourself, like stay in your own lane. You know, you're running your own race at the end of the day. And I kind of want to like piggyback off of what you were just mentioning about like the games you guys got. Like, I feel like that's so dope that you guys like give opportunities to get these free accounts, you know, because not everybody can afford to buy an account. So the fact that you guys, you know, have these opportunities available through like chess tournaments, card games, you know, et cetera, it's really dope, bro. You guys are really killing it for real.
Yeah, but I will say I dropped the stats recently about those giveaway accounts. People got to start treating them more carefully.
Oh, okay.
Because they be blowing those accounts very easily.
They blow the ones they blow give out.
They're free, so people just punt them. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just trying to whatever. So if you're getting a giveaway account, treat it with more care. That's all. That's all I have to say.
Don't blow your account.
Yeah, don't blow the account for anyone. So how long have you had this 400K account?
For about 8 months now, almost a year. So
it's a good amount of time.
Yeah,
it's a good amount of time. So are you trading with any other firms right now, or is it just TFT?
Just TFT, man. I'm faithful to the firm, man. I don't see anything better out there right now, so I'm sticking to it.
It's those promotions.
It's those promotions, bro. Yeah. You guys are killing it, dude. Like, you can't beat that at all. And you guys are dropping them every month, man. It's like, how can you not get into this? Like,
yeah.
I mean, I'm not really like too much into the scene of like what goes on with the other firms. I know on the back end of things, like some firms are connected here and there, and I know a lot of traders, you know, they have accounts all throughout the firms. But I mean, I don't feel a reason to go anywhere else if I'm comfortable where I'm at. You know, not comfortable, but it's a good position.
Your situation, yeah. So like a year ago or 2 years ago, did you picture yourself having like a 400K funded account? Like, is this kind of are you surprised that you kind of have this account, right? Like, it kind of happened fast for you. So how do you think about your current situation right now?
I mean, I'm very proud of myself, honestly, bro, because I've been through hell trying to, you know, perfect my craft and really just keep at it. Because there were some times where, like, I even wanted to quit this shit, bro. I was like, fuck, dude, like, this shit's not easy. Like,
shit was getting hard.
It's getting to me. Like, it's messing with me mentally, you know? Like, it kills you up there up top. Those voices in your head talking to you at the same time. So, I mean, yeah, I've had some really, really tough situations, but I guess just realizing that, you know, the position it can put me in, and I really wasn't looking to get a 400 account at first. Like, I was pretty much just going to stick with the 50 until my brother was like, yo, like, if you get this account, like, we can make literally twice as much money, bro. Like,
he's like, level up.
Yeah, he's like, we got to do it big or do it or not do it at all, you know what I'm saying? So, and eventually, like, I'm trying to step in and get that 600K account like my boy here we got with us today, and, you know, really start working towards some M's, you know, like really stacking some M's. And yeah, that's where I'm at it right now. So yeah.
So in terms of goals for you right now, right? Are you trading full time at the moment?
I have a part-time job.
What's the part-time job?
It's a rinky-dinky. I work at a
lifeguard.
Saving lives in the ocean, man.
Let's hear the part-time job.
I won't say it's a rinky-dinky. I'm not gonna shit on my part-time job. I work at a pet store though. It's nothing too crazy, bro.
Let's hear a story from the pet store.
It pays the bill. A story from the pet store? I mean, what do you want to hear? Me getting bit by dogs or something?
I know some crazy fucking people go in those stores.
I mean, I work at a small business. It's not like a commercial like PetSmart or nothing like that, bro. Yeah, like it's a family-owned business. I'm really tight with the fam. I've known them for a little while now, so I've had that job for a little while. Like pretty much right after I started trading, I got that job. After I blew my first funded account, I was like, okay, I need a backup plan because I can't just be here sitting on my ass and I got bills to pay, you know. So I've been having that job part-time. I work like 2 days a week.
So what's your house looking like? You got like iguanas and shit? Like you just have a bunch of pets?
No, I got a cat, bro. I got a cat, man. I want a dog, but I don't have a house right now, so I don't want my...
What's the cat's name?
Fritz.
Mr. Jiggles?
Mr. Jiggles.
Right.
Fritz, yeah, that's my boy,
word.
Man.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm allergic to cats.
You're allergic to cats?
Yeah.
Damn, that sucks, man. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I wanted
You're missing out, bro.
I know. I wanted to get one.
They're smart as hell.
Maybe I'll get one of the hypoallergenic ones.
And they clean themselves, bro. You don't gotta do anything.
That's what I'm saying. Low maintenance.
Low maintenance.
That's what we like.
That's what we like.
So give us a story from the pet store. Any crazy people in there?
I mean, it's in Chicago, bro. So
what do you do at the pet store? You're like working the counter, or like what do you actually do?
Well, I'm only there on shipment days, so I'm usually there those 2 days out of the week. So when they're bringing stuff in, because a lot of older people work there, so like 40 and up. The lady that owns it, her name is Liz. It's called Liz's Pet Shop.
Okay.
She's like in her 70s, but she moves like she's in her 40s, bro. Like she's a G for real.
She got that vitality.
Yeah. And yeah, I just pretty much work shipment days because the bags are heavy. You know, heavy ass 40-pound, 50-pound dog.
The food, yeah.
The food. They can't haul that in, bro. And so I'm just trying to stick around as long as I can. Eventually, you know, I'm gonna venture out of that. And I've told them that, but like I'm trying to stay there as long as I can for them because they treat me right there. You know, they really been looking out for me. So I just want to, you know, pay my dues and look out for them.
I respect that, dude.
Yeah.
The side hustle at the pet store.
I told you, bro. I'm a hustler, man.
Let's go.
I want to have more than like a
What's been the craziest hustle that you've done? And no cabin either.
Flipping shoes, probably.
Flipping shoes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a tough one because that feels so oversaturated. So
yeah, I feel like that flipping shoes. I guess it's still around now.
It's definitely still around. Yeah. But it's
there was definitely a time when it was like you could make some money off of it.
Yeah, bro.
But now I feel like there's all those bots and stuff that just cop all the shoes for everybody.
Can't beat the bots. I used to actually have a bot, bro, but it's still a tough game even if you have a bot. Like they're not 100% guaranteed. So
how much do you think you made off flipping shoes?
Probably like 10K, 15K.
10K?
Crazy.
Yeah, a little bit. But you were in it.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I went through that cash fast though. Like I blew that fast.
So where do you see yourself living? It sounds like you've moved around a little bit. Are you gonna come back to Florida? Like where do you see yourself living in a couple of years?
That's a good question. I'm not too sure, man. I'm gonna definitely be in the city for a little bit. My family's still there, so I'm really big on family, and I don't see myself moving too far from them if I do move. I don't think I want to be stationary though. Like as a person, like I want to have multiple properties and like different places. Like I want to be able to go anywhere when I want, however I want, no issues, you know. So I don't think I would say I have like one stationary place I would want to be. But yeah, that'll probably be like my best answer on that in terms of like me living somewhere.
So you got some big goals.
Yeah.
How are you gonna get there? Right? Like what do you think you need to do to attain these types of goals?
I mean, obviously I got to kick it up a notch, you know. Like it's definitely going to take some time. It's not going to be anything easy as it has been. It hasn't been anything easy. So I think, you know, just basically staying resilient at the end of the day, you know, staying grounded, trusting my strategy, knowing that everything is going to work out, you know, manifesting good thoughts, you know, being around good energy, and just adapting good habits, honestly, bro. Like, being disciplined is a big thing, too. I wasn't as disciplined and patient as I was, as I am now, as I was in the beginning stages. So that's definitely something that has, like, I've been embedding in my character a lot more lately these past 2 years. So it's been progression for sure.
Yeah, it's the journey of a trader is one where it's self-reflective.
Yeah.
It's really just building yourself up, making a better version of yourself, making a better man at the end of the day. And yeah, for me, it's a big difference. I talk to obviously a lot of people and talking to like traders who've gotten paid out certain amounts of money versus traders who have not made any money or like haven't passed challenges or whatever. There's just a huge gap in terms of like who they are and what they believe in and what they've been through and stuff like that. Like, what's like would be like a tip for a beginning trader out there, right? That's kind of struggling right now with the challenges and stuff. How can they break through? Yeah, man. And that's a good question. I feel like everybody will eventually have their breakthrough. Just knowing that your time is going to come, you know, you gotta trust it. You got to trust yourself, trust what you got yourself into at the end of the day and stick to it.
I've been a victim of like starting a lot of shit and like not finishing and, you know, like just giving up. But I can honestly say like this is one of the first things where I've seen it through. Like I stayed committed. I stayed down like through all the ills, man. Like, like I'm sure you know because you've been through it yourself. Yeah. So like
a lot of L's,
man. And it's a crazy process to say the least. But like just knowing that your day is gonna come and like you're gonna have that breakout situation where it's like, okay, I have a withdrawal where I can actually start to stack my capital and be smarter about how I move about trading and like how I move about managing your payouts and whatnot. So that's probably the best advice I get is just knowing that eventually it's going to work out. I mean, it sounds cliche at the end of the day, but you just got to have faith, bro.
I think that's an amazing answer, to be honest. Having faith in what you're doing, ultimately that's all you need.
Yeah.
Faith and discipline and be relentless, you'll get there eventually. That's like the secret sauce that people miss out on, or the secret tip is they're like, oh, I'm just searching for this or I'm just searching for that. But it's really just you working for long periods of time intently in a smart manner and slowly learning, gaining experience, and then just being around long enough where you have that breakthrough for yourself. And for some people, that happens within a year. For other people, that happens within 10 years, right? It's just like different for everyone, different for every circumstance, like every environment that these people are in. But for me, I feel like that's just a great tip for people is just be persistent, have faith. Like at the end of the day, if you don't believe in yourself, you're never going to make a dollar.
Never.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's like, what are you in it for at that point if you're not trusting yourself, you know?
Yep. Yeah, like for me, it's just always been about the self-belief because I think the biggest L's that you're going to take, or not the biggest L's, but like one of the biggest obstacles is going to be all the people around you telling you to like not do this and not do that. And like, why you're
wasting your money.
And then, they're going to see your failure and like announce it and like, make it worse than it really is. So with dropping out, did you have a lot of that backlash from your parents, or did you have like a lot of support from your parents?
I had support from, it was kind of a split thing, honestly. I had support from my dad. He pretty much always told me like, look, there's like a million ways to get money out here, man. Like you don't have to work a 9 to 5. You can have multiple streams of income. You could be a hustler, you could actually get out here and grind and, not have to be a robot essentially out here working under somebody else's time constraints where you can't really experience and enjoy the fruits of life. You want the labor you put in, you want that to be resulted in the outcome of like what you see yourself doing. You want yourself to be in a better position at the end of the day, but not breaking your back at the same time,
He was speaking some facts.
Yeah, he was
telling me to skip some levels.
He was putting game in my ear, bro. And I had a lot of family that, wanted to see me go through the college phase. Mm-hmm. And ultimately, I wanted to experience it too. Like, who doesn't want to experience college? It is an experience at the end of the day.
Yep.
But like, I quickly realized, bro, like, especially after my second year, like I kind of forced my third year of school. And then after that, I was like, yeah, this just isn't for me, bro. Like, I can't see myself really working for anybody else. I would rather put pressure on myself because at the end of the day, like, I have nobody to blame. It's only me,
Mm-hmm.
If I'm working for somebody else, I can get mad at them because they want me to come in and work at this time, or I can get upset at them because I can't call off or I can't go do something I want to do.
Well, it's because they're in control of you.
Exactly, bro. So you're basically like, I wouldn't say a puppet, but like, you're, like you say, you're being controlled.
That's your position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so and it's nothing wrong with that either. Like, I still do it on the side, as you guys see. Like, I'm still part-time, but the ultimate goal for me personally is just to have that financial freedom and just enjoy life, man. Really experience it to the fullest.
I think once upon a time, it was all about the American dream. And the American dream was really like ownership, like owning a house, like owning a business, like being able to scale things up, like having enough wealth to the point where you can generate income off of your own money. You're investing in like the government, you're investing in bonds, like all these different things, equities, and you're able to make a substantial enough return where you could take care of everyone and your family and everything. But now that opportunity is not really just the American dream. Like, it's globalized in a way. Like, anyone that lives anywhere with Wi-Fi can tap into these ways to make money online, right? And they can get educated online, right? As good as anyone in America can. Realistically, like, the opportunity is everywhere in the world at this current moment, which is amazing. So for me, like, my parents were first generation Americans. You know, their parents immigrated here, and they had this idea that, you know, they were coming for that American dream, but like, the world has changed so fast and so quickly. So for them, I was lining up as a second generation American whose parents weren't necessarily business owners or who had made that economic jump, that income jump. They were lining me up to work a 9-to-5, right? And like, get educated and all that. But I had that realization in college with my final year where I was like, fuck this. I'm trying to level way up. I'm trying to go way higher than I am now, because this situation is not one that I want to live in for my entire life.
Exactly.
And I think that the internet and like just all this information really expanded my minds, and I was smoking a lot of weed too. Maybe that did it as well. Maybe that did it as well. Made me start to think a little bit more deeply about like, what the fuck am I doing, right? And that opened my mind up to like, holy shit, like, there are so many ways to make money. There are so many levels to reach that I'm not tapping into by sitting at this desk talking to fucking Sally and Jim at lunch, eating chips and shit. You know what I mean?
Talking about shit.
Yeah. So yeah, I wanted to jump those levels. Obviously I did, right? And now it's even more so like, what levels can I jump from where I'm at now? Because there's always another area to reach and whatever. So I would just say, like, dude, you're saying it in a way, I'm saying in a way, like, just don't limit your beliefs in terms of what you can accomplish, and in the time frame you can accomplish it. Like, Elon says is like, try to, whatever you want to accomplish in 5 years, try to do in a year, right? Like, try to get that shit condensed and try to make it happen as quickly as possible.
And don't beat yourself up about it too if it doesn't happen in that time frame, you know?
No, but like, the opportunity is huge. Like, not only with the funded trader, like, obviously there's other ways to make money online. In my opinion, like, prop trading in general, not just our company, just in general, this industry is something revolutionary, something changing the entire world, because you're paid based on your performance, based on what you deserve. And that is something that nothing can be said about that. Like, that is just, it is what it is. You're here because you made money and you sacrifice your time and you have skills.
And nobody can take that away from you at the end of the day either too. So it's very big.
It's a powerful position to be in. Obviously, someone who's running a business who rewards people based on this system, it's a powerful position to be in. And I don't take it lightly either. But this is, in my opinion, going to become there's going to be a new world around this opportunity, around this system, where there's rewards-based earnings, basically. Because, bro, when I got a job at first, and I don't want to go off on a tangent too much, but when I got a job at first, and I was 22, and I raised an idea to my manager, it was like, yo, stay in your lane a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Which, I get it. You know, you're building a system, you're building a team, a process, whatever. But like, that for me was limiting. And so that's why I became an entrepreneur, right? Because I was like, fuck this. Like, I'm young, I have the tools to just excel.
You're a boss, bro.
And I'm being held back. Yeah. So like, if anyone feels like that and you're at a job right now, like, my advice to you, if you got to pay bills, you got to stay. Like, you got to stay. Like, but like, on the side, start to do something, start to boss up a little bit. And when it is appropriate, when you can take that leap of faith and jump and just quit and like start focusing solely on what you're positioned to do, your business, whatever, and go all in on that. And I promise you, like you were saying before, if you're relentless, you're patient, it will pay off. Always. And it just depends how big you're thinking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Man. If you ain't thinking big, if you're just like, oh, I'm gonna clean a few pools, whatever, that shit ain't as scalable as doing something online. I'll tell you that.
Scaling shit, bro. Doing that.
Yeah. Well, listen, we're gonna get you suited up. We're gonna give you a $200K account.
Oh shit,
challenge,
bro. Are
you
you
know,
serious?
We're gonna hook you up with a challenge. Yeah, we've been hooking it up for people that come for the pods.
Damn, bro. That's dope. I appreciate that, my boy. That's love for real.
And then as we wrap it up, is there any, like, you want to plug your social channels or any last things you want to say for the people?
Yeah, I mean, bro, I know I'm not too big in the Discord, but I mentioned my at name earlier, and if anybody ever has like any questions or like want to like know more, I'm all open for it. Obviously, I'm not finna give you like a play-by-play of how I trade, you know, but I'm all to like, you know, spreading knowledge and sharing knowledge. You know, that's key in this game, bro. Is networking and, you know, getting with other people that are in your field that, you know, you can evolve with at the end of the day. Like, that's all it's about. You gotta show love at the end of the day, man. Cause you've been in tough times where people have looked out for you, and then, you know, when somebody else is like a newer beginner trader, like you wanna help them out too. I was fortunate enough to have somebody in my space that could really expand my perspective on what we do and like put me in the right position. So like, I'm very fortunate. I'm not like searching online how to become a millionaire and seeing that you can be a funded trader and make millions and millions. You know, like I was put in a position with a family member that actually sought out this information, you know, kind of changed the game forever. So yeah.
Yeah, little tip, anyone that reaches out to him, a good way to network is offer something of value. Don't just hit him up, be like, oh, you're the man, this and that, whatever. I mean, listen, you might want some ego boost, who knows? But offer something of value, and that's how he'll most likely answer you. Even myself, if you guys are trying to hit me up, even though my DMs have been closed for a good while.
Dude, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but like, when I was first in the firm, dude, I was trying to hit you up so much, and you're like, no response at all. I'm like, damn, yo. Like, I get it. He's the boss, so he's not trying to.
There's a select few that like break through, and y'all are lucky. Like, y'all just got lucky. Like, I didn't like it. Just is lucky at this point that you were able to break through because of whatever reason. But there's a lot of people trying to DM me right now. And yeah,
you got your hands full for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So apologize anyone that is trying to reach out. You know what it is. But yeah, thanks. I appreciate it.
Of course, man. You already know,
brother.
We're taking it to the next level for sure.
Let's get it.
Let's go, boy.
All right.